Hey there, welcome back to Surprise Invasion. This is a mission from the Strike Fleet mission package. We are out here to prevent some unwanted Soviet tourism into Trondheim, Norway. In order to do that, we had to stave off an air attack, a couple of Tu-16s trying to do something funny. Bunker Hill was having none of that, and most of those aircraft went down in flames. Of course, they're not operating alone. They also have a couple of submarines out there. Well, had, because we've eliminated one. We just picked up another one, and it's time to do some more ASW in preparation for further attacks against that naval invasion force. As I'm just shooting up another helicopter over there, there is another submarine. This guy got detected potentially out to 20 miles by another buoy. That's very far. He's coming in at 20 knots. So, I guess the creator kind of put it in line with the other submarine. If you look at my fleet, my task force, you can basically draw a straight line and they'll both be there. This helo doesn't have a whole lot left. But I got what I need. I got 4 active buoys. You can also throw active buoys, but you can't really engage. We do have another ASW helo standing by. I think one of them's rearming and refueling. From Callahan, perhaps? Oh, no, never mind. I took over that station. You are coming home. No, you're not. Never mind. I'm getting confused. I have 3 helicopters out there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You are not going to be able to hunt. You can go pursue that contact and see what that does. I'm very much sure that there's nothing else in here, or I would have detected it, especially given the sea state. So I can just take my time. You're about to drop a whole lot more sonar buoys. You're about to drop the rest on that position, so I can task you with giving a few more buoys out there. Or rather, not in this area. I don't think that's too likely. So let's just give them a bit of range. Alright. So far, so good. How are you doing? You're dead? You're not doing anything. You're not mobile. New radar 7032.
Hostile submerged submarine.
Come again? Oh, 7034 is classified as. Right. We don't really know what it is, though. But it is, interestingly, not one of the classes that we've detected before. It's not a Victor 3. You, my friend, are something else. Another helicopter? Look. This is a no-fly zone. So just don't. Okay, I'm going to tell you to go here. I might need you to help out later. No, you don't need to VID it. I don't think you're going to have time to VID 7035. Because it'll probably not be around by the time that you get there. Helicopter. There. I think these Russians don't have any decoys, so they just die. Gone. Always shoot down helicopters, because they are annoying little things that will detect your fleet if given the opportunity. And if you invite the Russians, then the opportunity to give you some missiles, they will. They will. Now, with that submarine, how far away are you relative to the fleet? 4832. I can probably speed up a little. Oh, there's the rest. I was waiting for those to show up. That's why I was moving the Sea Sprite over. And now we finally know where they're at. Okay, this guy is going to maintain his radar pickup position. You're going to drop those last torpedoes and sonar buoys. Kill the submarine, go home, rearm. Another? Good lord. Busy. 5 more contacts, excluding those escorts. Range? These guys? Oh, and another. These guys most likely are not going to receive help from the guys in the back. And vice versa. And another? Damn. The good news is, once I actually have these escorts with their larger anti-air capability destroyed, I might be able to send out helos with penguins if it comes to that. Because that'll allow me to just eliminate these things cheaply if I have run out of missiles. I want you to throw a active sonar buoy sort of close to that position. And another? And another? Jeez. That's a bigger formation than I initially expected. And again, it is an invasion. You don't just show up with 3 ships. Okay. What's unclear to me is what the objectives for the Russians are exactly. I'm not sure if there's a hidden zone where they need to go. That could complete their trigger. The trigger being it can complete their objective. Yeah, okay, you're laying the rest of the buoys there. I'm gonna hide the buoys for now because it's getting a bit cluttered. There. At this point, I'm thinking we probably detected all of them because they were coming into range one after the other. I'm 25 miles out from that lead contact. Which is doing 17 knots. You've restored propulsion. How about that? Okay. You have restored propulsion. That means we're going to start giving them a few more high-speed gifts. I'm going to say you're going to be getting 2 missiles. Go in there. 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 And there. I'm not actively trying to hit them. I just want to get rid of them. 2 there. 2 there. 2 there. And let's see if we can get all the way over there. With a single shot for you. And a single shot for you. That's the long-range options from Mobile Bay. You still have a couple of land attackers you can throw into the mix. So let's... Off you go. 2, 1, done. Excellent. Sonar buoy should be coming out momentarily. Hold on. Over here, I do need to see sonar buoys. Yeah, we're going to drop one. Is he above the layer? I guess it's possible. Go with an active sonar buoy above the layer. Tell me what you hear. I don't have a dipping, do I? No. Hello. You were above the layer. Unfortunately for you, we can cover both ends. Yeah, he's at 110 feet. Alright, Sunshine. You know how it goes.
Engaging track 70. Whipping away.
1 away, 2 away. Maintain your station.
Roger. Turn.
Drop another passive buoy above the layer. And another passive after that.
Buoy away.
Please acquire. 1 acquired. 2 acquired. Good. Very good. No more contacts? No. There is, however, another airbird. Yeah, we got a bird at 65 miles, which is in range. Oh, you're up to 4,000 feet. Well, your funeral. You're dead. 1, 2. That ought to conclude his existence. Okay, you can now go home. You'll still have quite a distance to fly. And I think he's either not going to be going anywhere soon or at all. So I don't worry about that submarine that much. Let's speed up a little. Get that helicopter shot down because it is using its radiator. And we're kind of waving at it with the sea spray. They should be... There. Hello. How are you doing?
Roger. Turn 009.
I don't hate the guy, he's just playing for the wrong team. And unfortunately, he's also not using the great helicopter. Not that mine are a whole lot better. Neither of us carry any kind of... Oh, actually, you do carry chaff. The K-27 does. Alright. 7044, classified hostile submarine. Yeah, I imagine that. And he is apparently coming up for air. He's done his emergency blow, and now he's falling back down. He does not have a whole lot of options. It's... yeah, it's an older sub. They're dead. Okay, next. Feels like I'm tapping one after the other this time around. Helo. Oh, you're getting chaffed. Something is getting radar warning receiver. Bunker Hill. Get to work. Yep, there's an SAN-3. I kind of outstayed my welcome here. That's probably not going to really help me out, but okay. I don't have any chaff. I don't have any decoys. I am probably toast. Oh. Okay. We're live. For now. Definitely learned my lesson. I need to keep my distance. Go to 6,000. Hold there. Once we're 6,000 and slightly farther away, I should be able to turn my radar back on slightly safer. And most likely these guys will be busy doing something else. Missile defense. There's the bees in the back. Yep, we hit their helicopter, alright. Okay, activate. Hello, gentlemen. Welcome back. Okay, you're dropping more buoys. I think you're done. You. Intermittent, clear this area. Give him a wide spread, because they're constantly doing 20 knots, so I should be able to pick them up fairly easily. Which is a dangerous assumption, of course, because if we find a submarine suddenly doing 5 knots, well, rather we won't find it. Crap, are we getting hit again by a designation radar? Tracking radar. Here we go. Sorry, no, not tracking radar, targeting radar. There we go. That was a near miss. And another. They have intercepted one of the Tomahawks. So be it. And another just flew right by. It's not these missiles you should be worrying about. It is everybody else. But good luck sorting them out. This one I think is actually flying slightly too far off course. These ones, if I get lucky, will hit the tower. Still not exactly what these land attacks were designed for. It's just that in-game you can kind of make them work as such. Oh, that crap intercepted a Tomahawk into ship. Yeah, he's out of the way. Unfortunate. Okay, Sunshine, how about you? Because these are the real deal. The murderous kind. And you're not getting them. That's the one. I'm gonna try and catch that. Gotta get thumbnails after all. Anybody see a Tomahawk? There. Thank you. Gone. Okay, so that is another ship out of commission. This one is going for that already badly beaten Sovereign, which is just throwing up chaff, but that's not really going to deter us. So that's potentially... oh yeah, there's Slava. They're done. I swear I sent out some additional anti-ship missiles. Here we go. But yeah, there's still a few flying past. So you're still an actual escort. The rest of them are most likely just armed with... Well, some of these arms are missiles. I'm just going to say they're armed with guns. Maybe some Sea-Wiz, but these are actually packing. Hit. That's a 109B. This is a B. And these are the rest of the land attacks. Well, if we get lucky, maybe we can get another hit in this guy over here, which I think is a Krivak. Would make sense given its position. It's a lighter escort ship, but it is capable with those missile launchers. Hit.
7030.
Yeah, that's a landing ship. That's a landing ship. That's another one. That's another one. That's another one. We still have some missile capability, but probably not that many. Gotta admire the view on this game. Still do. Okay, so the Slav is dead. Where's the rest of them? You're not surviving this.
Hostile warship.
7028, hostile warship. Which is...
On station.
7028? That's the dead Kara. Slava's dead, Kinda's dead. I'm not sure about this guy, but he's stopped moving, so most likely dead. At this point, we're going to speed up. We're going to go ahead standard. Because now I don't have to worry about submarines as much. So we can keep up our speed and get a little closer, and especially for those other ships that I have. Callahan and Chandler, that's going to be required. Because we have 80 miles on the harpoons. And they're 82 miles out. I think you guys got the same harpoon, right? Yeah, you also got the Delta. Good. Alright.
701.
Kara dead.
Hostile warship.
Yeah, he's toast. What about the other one we hit? There. No, not you. I think the Rapuchas have suddenly stopped. Because they don't really know what to do. Their escorts are burning. I think it's safer for the Russians to turn around. Then again, I'm not so sure if the Russians want to do what's safest. Let alone this AI. Okay, you're RTB, you are RTB. Okay, good. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit until we get into range of the rest of these formations. A while later, we've closed the distance to about 75 miles from the closest target. There are still 32 harpoons remaining aboard my ships, and there are about 8 ships left. One of those, I believe, has been damaged, so it might not need as many harpoons, but hey, it means that overall we get to spend 4 harpoons per ship. That does leave some room for some of these missiles to be intercepted, and it also means that we can potentially overkill targets. That's good. Let's go do it. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to overspend on 7004, because that's one of the last remaining warships. We're going to go with 2 missiles from Chandler, 2 missiles from Bunker Hill, 2 missiles from Callahan. This way I make sure that this thing actually dies, and that it gets intact from 3 different directions. I'm going to pause for a second, engage with this one. I can probably turn off the sonar buoys by now. I don't need those, I'm going to get a bit of a clearer picture. You're going to spend 2, and you're going to spend 2. This is potentially lots and lots of overkill, but I need to make sure that that thing is out of the way, so that the rest of the escorts won't pose a problem. I believe the rest of these, all these mediums, are just landing ships, so they're very easy to kill. Rapuchas, however, they're not instant demise. They do have some capability of defending themselves. Where are they? Landing ship. Ivan Rogovs. Ivan Rogovs do have some anti-air capability. Rapuchas only got a gun, so they're not that dangerous. The Ivan Rogovs are the ones we need to worry about slightly more. Their range, however, is extremely limited. 3.5 miles, and 8 miles gives them very little time to defend themselves. They do come with a Sea-Wiz. They do come with that, and that potentially is going to give me, well, a few missiles that might not hit their targets. So what I'm going to do to widen my chances, or increase my chances, load out a couple of helos with Penguins, These are, as it says, fictional. Bunker Hill's unfortunately using all of its helos. You still have one left. Anti-ship. And you're also going to throw out one of your birds with anti-ship. So that gives me 6 additional missiles, and that should be plenty, dealing with these surface units. Yes, they might intercept one missile, but the second one will still hit. And hey, if that doesn't work, well, I still have loads and loads of these missiles that are able to also work in an anti-surface role. I got 77 here. And of course, so far, the other ship here, the Mobile Bay, has essentially done nothing. She's on weapons hold. She still carries 90. Then we still have the weapons from Callahan, which also carries another 60. And the Chandler carries another 60. So we're definitely not short on missiles for this engagement. We are, however, a little short on fuel for the other helo. So I might need to get one of the helos back, because this picket's kind of running low on fuel. How are we doing on the sonar, boys? Yeah, we got a pretty sizable spread. You're almost out. Let's have you going home. You are done deploying. I'm going to say just throw out the other 4 kind of on your way back. Not sure if there's anything left. Better safe than sorry. These harpoons are nicely clustered together. It's going to make them more difficult to intercept. Range, currently 23 miles and closing quickly. Of course, running it at 5 times speed helps. The car has gone down, the cash-in's gone down. Yeah, it's just easy pickings at this point. Taking them out one by one. The only thing is, I need to do it slightly slower. If I do send all of the missiles in one go, it's quite likely they'll pick 1 or 2 targets and go, haha, those are the biggest ones, and the ones in the back will go unattended. So, in that case, I might need to just do, I don't know, an attack on these first 3, see where the missiles actually end up, and then go for the other 3. Something to that effect. I'd love a big alpha strike, it's just not really feasible. As for not really receiving a counterattack, I think that comes down to being cautious and making sure that the submarines never really had a whole lot of opportunity to try and get me on sonar. If they had, you can bet that the Slava would have started shooting. Because they got the SSN-12s, and I was definitely in range of those. So I would have intercepted those missiles. The Kinda would really have sent its SSN-3s, because they had range. The Crest 2 did not have range, they only got the Silex anti-sub. So that's not that dangerous. I'm not 100% on what we're looking at here. Udaloy? Udaloy would be my bet. So that would class as a destroyer. Gun. No, not a Udaloy. Cash-in? No. It's not a cannon either. What are you? Dead, that's for sure. Solved them any. Okay. Oh, I misidentified the Slav as the Sov earlier. Alright, helos en route. Bunker Hill. 6 harpoons left. We got range in 3 to 5 miles. Yeah, we're going to speed up a little bit and take those things out. Why not play with your food a little bit when you have time? I have my helicopters in position and the formation is somewhere on the horizon there. So I'm going to start sending penguins into them. We're going to have 2 penguins going after this one. We're going to have 2 penguins going after the lead ship here. And 2 penguins going after the other one slightly farther in the back. This should leave still a couple more targets that we need to eliminate, but we still got plenty of missiles. These guys just drop off missiles. They're basically a missile bus at this point. Drop off your missiles, get out. Penguins, not as deadly as the harpoons. Not as fast. Well, actually, they're as fast as the harpoons. I stand corrected. 563 is as fast as the harpoons. Sea skimming at 20 feet. Interestingly, these things have the capability of using infrared. They're heat seekers. So that means that chaff should not interest them at all. Which is mostly what ships use to try and deflect incoming missiles, because most missiles are looking for radiation signatures. Yeah, looking for a radiation signature. So the bigger the rate of return, the more likely you are to try and target that particular thing. What ships then typically do is throw a chaff, creating a visual or a very big radar return in the sky. This then hopefully tells that missile to go, hey, dude, this is not what you're looking for. You want to target something up there. Which of course makes no sense. Arguably, a missile... Shouldn't a missile be capable of being programmed saying ignore things that are, I don't know, 5 feet above sea level? Because a ship wouldn't be much higher, and I mean, a ship 60 miles above sea level is not that, or 60 miles isn't that likely either. 60 feet above sea level, I'd say, isn't that likely. Such as a chaff. They are sending missiles after me. There's the guns. This is definitely one of the more capable landing ships. There's the Sea-Wiz. Unfortunately, I think it is all for naught. These penguins are following the target undeterred. One. The other guy... Okay. I guess he's going to try and acquire the target in the back. Hey, you do you, right? These guys... What? Hold on. Hold on a second. These ships use chaff, which is anti-aircraft, sort of. Why are my missiles getting interested by chaff? Because there's no flares in there, right? It's just chaff. Thankfully, these penguins re-engage, meaning that we'll spread out the damage a bit more, unless this missile gets caught up by the SAN-5. Oh, you dunked yourself into the water.
Multiple hostile air contacts detected.
Well, we got some damage in, I guess. At this point, I'm not really sure where all of the damage went, though. That's kind of the problem. You definitely took a hit. You took a hit, and you took a hit. These penguins aren't as deadly. Okay, let's go send tomahawks. Well, harpoons. Give me 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. That ought to be all your harpoons out. You still got 6 left. Here's the challenge with not having everybody get engaged by the same missile. Engage 1, 2, 3, 4. Send it. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit because it's just waiting for these missiles to transit. And it's just, you know, at this point there's really not that much of a challenge. Was the mission challenging enough? I find that difficult to answer. Because, on the one hand, I was able to do it without incurring any loss. So, arguably, it was too easy. On the other hand, I think I did everything I should have done. Which was try and detect things using my helicopter as opposed to using my ships. Once I saw one of those birds coming in, the 216s, I immediately flipped on the radar and engaged it when it was in range. So I didn't give that many opportunities for them to fire. The submarines got detected early because I did my due diligence with ASW. So I think I did things right. Oh crap, that alligator's already dead. Okay. I think I did everything right. And if you do things right, and you don't give the Russians the opportunity to send out their missile barrages, then it seems you can just fairly safely get away with a lot. What could make this mission more difficult? Maybe a naval patrol aircraft, like a maritime patrol aircraft on the part of the Soviets, which is slightly closer, because that means that a submarine might be more dangerous, as it already knows what's up. The T-16s would have already sent missiles, the fleet here would have sent missiles. That would have definitely given me more to worry about, and if you lose even one of your ships, you're losing a significant portion of your missile supplies, both in offensive and defensive positions. So you won't be able to defend yourself as much, you won't be able to do as much damage by yourself. He's getting hit. No, you're targeting a dead alligator. chaff. Damn it.
Hit track 7040.
Yeah, you're also going for the alligator. At least you're going to be targeting the actual ship, yes? Yeah, you should be able to get that. Okay, you're dead. Leaving me with potentially 3 targets left alive. I just don't exactly know the state of them. You're fine. You are definitely not fine. You're perfectly healthy, 7037. Well, not perfectly. I think you got hit by a penguin. Nasty little birds. Maybe we should start calling penguins angry birds. Wouldn't that be nice? Something. Well, it appears this is it for the Soviets. That is appearing to be their last ship, which is sinking. Interestingly, the mission didn't conclude, so I had to look at the dev menu. F10. Triggers. There is a Soviet fleet destroyed, but there are no conditions. So, while this trigger should fire when, for example, you have eliminated all the ships, if there are no conditions, nothing happens. So, unfortunately, that doesn't appear to be working. Anyway, that is the entirety of the landing force destroyed. Losses of my own, none. 1000% score, objective incomplete. Yeah, right. Objective is complete, the mission has been completed. Thank you for watching, hope you've enjoyed, let me know what your thoughts are below, and I'll see you soon for more Sea Power.